All right, so I've been trying to do this lesson. So in this video, I'm going to review how to divide with whole numbers using partial quotient. So this one is partial quotient. Okay. We're going to divide 4,692 divided by 22. I already did the friendly number facts here on the right side. Let me put an R right here. Oops. Right side. On the right side of the screen. Again, how we do this with my class is that we multiply the same numbers because 1, 2s, and 5s are easily numbers that anyone can multiply. So I already have 22 times 1 over here, 22 times 2, 22 times 5, and then the same pattern continues. You just add a 0. So 22 times 10, you see the 1 right there. And then 22 times 2, it's right there. 22 times 5, and then you add a 0. So it's 10, 20, 50, and then the same pattern continues. 22 times 1, but then you add 2 0, which makes 100. So 22 times 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000. So I already solved it. And I tell my kiddos that it's really easy for you to multiply numbers that end with 0, because all you have to do is worry about the whole numbers. So for example, this 22 times 10, all I have to worry about is a 22 times 1, and you just add a 0 at the end. So 22 times 1 is 22, and you add that 0, or you put that 0 at the end. You don't add it, so you would just put that 0 at the end. So I already finished my friendly number facts over here on the right side. So let's go ahead and try to solve it. Before I do that, let's review a little bit with fractions. How would I write this expression? Remember what an expression is? It's a problem with numbers. It does not have an equal sign. So how would I write 4,692 divided by 22? Go ahead and pause the video and try to think about it for like 5 seconds and then get back into the video. How would you write 4,692 divided by 22 like a fraction? So how would you write it as a fraction? If you got this, they don't like the thin pen. So if you got this, you are correct right here. All right. So let me zoom in so I can go ahead and I wonder what this button do. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and solve it. Now go ahead and try to set up this expression. How would you write 4,692 divided by 2? How would I set up the problem to start solving using partial quotient? How would I start solving it? Go ahead and pause the video, think about it. All right. So I hope that you were able to set up the problem like this. Trying to get used to this pen. Not my best handwriting, but it will do. And I'm going to be using my friendly number facts, and that's why I have it right here on the right side. So I'm solving it on the left side, and then I have my friendly number facts right here. So partial quotient, remember that it is grouping by subtracting. So I'm going to start from my biggest value on the top of my friendly number facts. So if I'm able, I'm going to ask myself every single time, am I able to subtract my friendly number facts, my product, am I able to subtract that with what I have in my dividend? So remember that this is my dividend. And then what do you think that the 22 is? What is that? What is the vocabulary term for that? Did you guys guess divisor? Or not guess, but know that it's the divisor. All right, so we're going to go ahead and ask ourselves this question every single time to solve using partial quotient. So I'm going to be switching from my friendly number facts and this. So am I able to subtract 44,000 from 4,692? The answer should be no, because it is way too big. So I'm going to cross it out. Okay, what about 22,000? Oh, you can't see the last zeros. Or 44,000, yeah. Okay, 22,000. Can I subtract 22,000 from 4,692? No. So then I'm going to cross that out. What about 11,000? Can I subtract 11,000? No. So I'm going to cross it out. What about 4,400? Can I subtract that from 4,692? Your answer should be yes. Yes, I can. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 4,400. So here I am subtracting it. 2 minus 0 is 2. 9 minus 0 is 9. 6 minus 4 is 2. And then 4 minus 4 is 0. So I don't need to put anything there. Now I'm going to go back to my 4,400. Oh, before I do that, I have to write my numbers on the side too. So 22 times 200. So let me put a different color. Or maybe I can just do red since I'm switching from those two. So 22 times 200 equals 4,400 and 4,400. Do you guys see that? 22 times 200 equals 4,400. And then I'm going to solve the next one. Or I'm going to ask myself, can I subtract another 4,400? Now remember that you can subtract as much as you can. If I had a number that was here that was bigger, and I can subtract 4,400, I can use it again if I wanted to. But since I have 292, can I subtract 4,400? The answer is no. So then I would have to cross that out again. What about 2,200? Can I subtract 2,200 from 292? No, I cannot. So then I'm going to cross that out. What about 1,100? Can I subtract that? The answer is no, I cannot. What about 440? Can I subtract 440 from 292? The answer should be no, you cannot. Yes, I'm recording a video. What about 220? Could I subtract 220 from 292? Your answer should be yes, I can. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 220 from 292. So 220. Let me extend my line over here. I multiply 22 times 10, right? Got me 220. All right. So then again, I'm going to keep repeating the same process until I have either a remainder or I cannot subtract that remainder anymore. So then let me keep going. I can still subtract 72 from 72, so then I'm going to keep going. Can I subtract another 220? No, I cannot, so then I'm going to cross that out. What about 110? Still too big. What about 44? Yes, I can subtract 44, so I'm going to subtract 44. Two minus 4, could I subtract that? No, the value is way too small, so then I have to regroup. So then, or borrow. So 12 minus 4 is 8. 6 minus 4 is 2. Let me extend my line more. Could I subtract another 40? Oh, all right, let me put my 22 times 2 so I don't forget it, right? Okay, can I subtract 44 from 28? No, I cannot. So I'm going to cross it out. What about 22? Can I subtract 22? Yes, I can. So then 22 times 1 equals 22. So 8 minus 2 is 6, and then 2 minus 2 is 0. So I don't have to put anything there. Can I subtract 20? This is how you check if either this is going to be remainder or you can subtract any more numbers. So what I have over here on my friendly number facts, the only one I haven't crossed out was 22 times 1. So then that means, could I subtract 22 from 6? Do I have enough to subtract 22 from 6? So the answer should be no, I cannot. So this is called my remainder. Now, what am I going to do with all of these numbers on the right side of the line? What am I going to do with all of these numbers? Your answer should be that I'm going to be adding up all these numbers. Now I'm a teacher, so I'm going to line these numbers up. So let me go ahead and add them up. So I have 200, 10, 2, 1. So this should be 3. Whoops. Let me scoot up a little bit. So 2. And then remember what I have over here. This is called a remainder. Now, with these, because we worked with fractions already, how you write the fraction is you write your whole number, which is 213. You can either write it like this, but we are 5th graders. Okay, so we're going to write it as a fraction. Now, how you write it is you're going to write your... Oh my goodness. Let me try this again. 213. And then your numerator is going to be your remainder, which is 6. And then you're going to go back up and look at your divisor, which is 22. Now, if this would be an acceptable answer, but I'm going to ask some of you guys how to simplify this. So how you would simplify this was, or it would be, you would divide it by 2, the top and the bottom number. That's how you simplify. So then 6 divided by 2 is 3. 22 divided by 2 is 11. So all of these are acceptable answers. All of these three, but the one that I want you to actually write it is like this one right here. This is what I want to see on you guys' answer sheet, like this. We already reviewed over fractions, so my expectation should be that you're writing your remainder as a fraction, okay? I'm going to do another video how to divide whole numbers using just standard algorithm, all right? I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions, okay?